off, I just wanted to ask a little bit about the audition process, what that was like. Did you know whether they were specifically looking for someone with a disability to play Barbara? Just talk us through that.
Or, yeah, my initial audition for the show was in January of 2020. So it was just before the pandemic. And the first audition, I did not know what the role was or what the show was. I wasn't told much.
Got it.
I was told it's a TV series that will be on HBO Max. I was told series regular role. And it was, I think that the sides that I was given were for an attorney.
Okay.
And, I did know that she would be in a wheelchair. So it was an attorney in a wheelchair. And I got a call back after that audition. And I think that I was told in the callback what the role was and what the show
Finally.
was. Yeah. And then I didn't hear anything. It just, kind of crickets after that, which happens all the time. And, you just kind of think, all right, well, I guess I didn't get that one. And then I didn't hear anything until August. And my agent called and said, hey, Titans wants to bring you back in. And, I was like, you mean the thing from January? We didn't know, but they had not cast the role. They just kind of, production got shut down for the pandemic. So the role wasn't cast. And so, yeah, I kind of did a few callbacks in August and got to do sort of a chemistry read with Brenton over Zoom. And
how does that work? I mean, is that a little odd having to do a chemistry read this way?
Totally. It's totally weird. It's just, it's the same. It's weird in the same sense that Zoom is a substitute for in-person, conversation.
Yeah.
A chemistry read, it's important to like have the person next to you and
yeah.
And feel their energy and just kind of vibe that out. But funny enough, let's see, Brenton signed on to the Zoom session that day, sitting inside his car, and he had like children crawling all over him. He has 3 beautiful daughters, and he just had like little girls around him. And in the moment, I was managing my son, who was 8 at the time, and his, distance learning. He was next to me over here, and I was going, and so that was immediately it was like, okay, we're on the same page. And then he was kind of walking around with it, trying to find a good signal. And he has a yellow, I'm going to get it wrong, sorry, Brenton, but it's basically like a yellow and white VW van. I don't know what year, I want to say 70s. And I have a yellow and white 1972 Ford Ranger truck. And when I said that, and we both play music, we're both musicians. So I think at that point, the showrunners were like, these two, it's going to work.
Good. No, I mean, it's been weird for everyone. So I'm glad you were able to still navigate that virtually.
Sure. Yeah.
And for you, once you did get the role, I guess, what does it mean for you to be able to bring this character to life? I know, aside from the short-lived Birds of Prey TV show back in the day, we haven't really seen a live action version of this Barbara that much. Just what does that mean that you get to bring her to life now?
So exciting. For that very reason, it was exciting. It was an honor, and it was intimidating.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people who love this character, and Barbara Gordon's, has meant something very personal to a lot of people over the years. And she's been around since the 70s, in the comic books, and her story is, taken on so many different incarnations as she's evolved. And so there's a lot there. there's a lot established already, and then trying to figure out how to bring myself to that role, and talking with the writers and the showrunners too about, how to kind of make this our own, and where can we fill in the gaps, what parts of her story do we really want to honor, and then what else can we do with her? So
I was gonna say, I know you said you did collaborate with writers just on the characters based on your own experience. I guess what kind of feedback did you provide, or maybe can you pinpoint any tweaks that were made based on what you were able to bring to the table?
Let me think about that. It was such a collaborative effort, and there was just the conversation was very fluid in talking about her relationship with Dick, the personal relationship and professional, also sort of how she's showing up as commissioner, and what this new role means to her, filling her dad's shoes, and the pressure of that. I'd say I really wanted to explore. I mean, we all know all the ways that Barbara Gordon is a total badass,
Yes.
But I wanted to really also explore the ways that she is vulnerable, and that she is human, and that she's, gone through so much, and persevered through so much. And so I think just really finding the ways that she's relatable. I think her storyline is very relatable in different ways. Yeah. So I'm trying to think of one specific thing, but I think that would be it, is just talking about the vulnerabilities, talking about, also as someone who is disabled, and I would, try to just bring my own insight and from my own personal experience to a scene, and say, I don't know that she would do this in this way, or she wouldn't do this quite like that. And, so.
Now, I'd say I've watched ahead. I've gotten screeners for the first 6 episodes or so. No spoilers. I'll keep it vague, but this is a moment that's also been in some of the teasers, is you fighting someone while you're in the chair, and just, it's such a badass fight scene. I just gotta say, great work to everyone involved in it. Just what did that specifically feel like, just to be able to show that you can still really kick ass?
It was so fun, man. It was, I wanted to do stunt work for a long time. I've gotten to do little stuff here and there, but actually getting to, learn, combat, stunt combat like that was so fun. It was so fun. And our stunt team is amazing. They're so good at what they do. And they were really excited to have the opportunity to choreograph a stunt scene, a fight scene with somebody in a chair. And just, it's obviously limiting in a lot of ways. We're not doing a bunch of spin kicks, but what can we do instead? What are ways that we can use this to her advantage? And that was just that was really fun. It was a challenge, and just felt like such an opportunity, and really empowering.
I was gonna say, does that do something for your own psyche and ego while you're doing it? You're like, oh yeah.
Well, I will say I had a lot of help. There's a lot of okay, we're gonna pull you back on this one move, or we'll cut here and flash to this part where you spin, and and I definitely had a stunt double that was amazing, and for certain moves, but that one specifically, that one in the alley. I did the majority of that scene, so it was a lot of fun.
Obviously fans do want to see Oracle at some point. Are you looking forward to that possibility?
Totally. I was excited about it. And every script that, every new script that we would get from the writers as we were shooting, I would just be looking for Oracle,
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I love that aspect of her character.
And last question I have for you is just dream villain to maybe go up against in future seasons, or maybe even later this one.
Dream
Or a
villain.
character from DC Comics maybe you'd love to see incorporated into Titans, I guess.
Can we bring Hawk back?
I know, R.I.P. So sad.
Oh, sad. I don't want to fight Hawk, no, but you know, yeah. Let's see. This is yeah. I just want to take Crane down. I mean, I'm just like still living in that. That's where I'm at. I just want to take him down, you know. And yeah, he's such a little shit. And
Yes, he is. Sneaky,
so
sneaky little guy.
he's the first, you know, when you say villain, you know, of course.
Who's top of mind.
Yeah, it's top of mind for sure.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time today. I can't wait to see how the rest of this season plays out, especially Barbara's storyline. And yeah, thank you for your time.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for having me.